The dispute over the Brexit rules for Northern Ireland has stalled. The British announced renewed talks with the EU Commission this week, and the Office of Prime Minister Johnson announced on Friday evening that the talks had been constructive last week. They also heard some details from Brussels that could be worked with, he said. On important issues, however, they are still far apart. Well, they continue to criticize the role of the European Court of Justice as the highest arbitration body for the internal market. Yeah, for the internal market. Well, London and Brussels want to hold further talks in the coming weeks in the heated dispute over Brexit rules for Northern Ireland. The British government announced that a team from the EU Commission would be received in London on Tuesday, so tomorrow. Towards the end of the week, EU Commission Vice President Maros Šefčovič and British Brexit Minister David Frost are due to meet in London and assess the current state of affairs. The dispute is about how the Northern Ireland Protocol agreed, signed and brought into international law in the Brexit agreement is to be implemented. The Northern Ireland Protocol provides that the British province, what it still is, will remain part of the EU customs union and the internal market even after Brexit. The regulation avoids a hard border with the EU member Ireland, which would presumably lead to new tensions in the former Civil War area. However, this has created a customs border with the rest of the UK, and there are restrictions on intra-UK trade, but only on goods. In particular, the role of the European Court of Justice, the ECJ, as the highest arbitration body for problems relating to Northern Ireland remains controversial between London and Brussels. Our position remains unchanged. The competence of the ECJ to settle conflicts between Great Britain and the EU must end, said British government circles. Yeah, it won't. Solutions would have to be found quickly, as the effects of the protocol were evident in everyday life in Northern Ireland. For example, typical Christmas products could not be delivered. Should this not be achieved, Article 16 would have to be applied, thereby partially repealing the agreement. No, that's not what Article 16 is doing. And they can't. But I said this often enough in my videos. Well, Brussels had only recently promised considerable easing of the flow of goods between Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And the tests of the quality standards for food and other goods are to be reduced just as significantly as customs formalities. Just put a sticker on them! Medicines should also be able to reach the British province, as I have to say, without restrictions. Well, but this meeting is also unlikely to bring more than any others. Due to the domestic political problems, Boris Johnson will need this dispute even longer. People are slowly but surely feeling the consequences of Brexit. Of course, the government continues to try to blame everything on COVID. Unfortunately, the problems that exist in England do not exist in Northern Ireland. And, as you know, Northern Ireland is still part of the European internal market. Well, that's too bad for Boris. So he still needs that distraction. It always worked in the past. All problems caused by the UK government have been blamed on the EU, although the legislation that caused this was national and not European. We'll have to wait and see how long enough people are stupid enough to fall for this obvious scam. And one more thing. Even if a certain group of right-wing guys does not like it, Ireland is Ireland and does not belong to Britain. So I'm going to call the island of Ireland exactly what it is. The Irish island. The fact that a small part of the island is still occupied by Great Britain does not change that at all. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.